All right, what's going on, yo? Welcome back to Barrel Lab. Not a daily barrel report, but in a sense, right? I just kind of wanted to do this video since we don't have any games this week, not until Thursday. Um, just to let you guys know, I will be dropping a couple videos this week. Won't be every day, just again because we do have a break. So I will be taking a break myself, but I do have some videos that will be coming out. This one's going to be a quick overview of this last couple days, just some information that I've gotten, what I've found out about the model so far, over the data that I do have, and um, a couple new things that I've been implementing. So before we get into that, go ahead and thank you everybody who already watches the videos. Thank you for for any new visitors and everything like that. Go ahead and like and subscribe. Send this video out to somebody who you feel like could benefit from this information. So without further ado, I'm gonna show you guys a couple of things, man. A couple of new things that I like. So one big thing that we were testing that we have found out was the elite home run profile, right? Um, I know that was something that has stuck out to us, something that we were testing over the past couple days, and it was actually pretty successful. So I'm implementing that, and this is also just something else that I'm working on, guys, just to make it a little bit easier for you all to see. Like, while we do have a list full of names, that not every name is built the same, right? Not every profile is built the same. Some do way heavier than others. Um, so this is just to give you an idea of, visually speaking, where they kind of fall within our maps. So the one thing that I am going to be putting in here, as you can see, is this Elite Plus. So there's a new rule that we kind of have found out, this 80-80-80 rule. And that was pretty much, let me see if I can get to it. That was pretty much from what we found out just down here in our testing. Right, barrel signals at 16% so far. Let me see. Yeah, so down here in our testing, right, we see that our 80 plus score buckets are hitting the highest rate. So form, matchup, right, whether it be and barrel score, those were the buckets where we're seeing the highest hit rate. And so just keeping that in mind, we thought about, okay, what if we combine these buckets and get a very full picture of what's going on with these profiles. So that's what we did, and that's what we're doing. And so that's what I'm going to show you guys right here on this overview page. Now it is going to highlight and identify visually who those profiles are, just to make it a lot easier for you too. And then once you get to the games, it's not going to show anything right now because there isn't any games. It's going to also show you, right? And then it's got the scores. Confirmed barrel signal. So our barrel signal is right, the 70 plus barrel score, I believe 60 plus matchup, 50 plus on the home run form, 60 on the home run form, I believe. But the odds are built into this one, right? And so when we're stripping away the odds, that's when we got the elite home run profile and the elite plus. So the elite home run profiles are anybody who has 75 barrel score, 60 matchup, and 35, at least bare minimum 35 home run form. Now, obviously, 35 is very low. So maybe you don't want to bank your money on that 35 home run form profile. That's where the 80-80, right? We'll just call it the triple threat profile comes from. Maybe not triple threat. We'll call it something else. But the Elite Plus, that's really what it is. That's what it's called, the Elite Plus, right? So it's 80 barrel, 80 matchup, 80 home run form. Two people had that today. I was mistaken with Shohei. So that slip that I tested, they had two of the three. But now that I see the numbers, I don't want to risk two of the three. I want them to have all three. Now, out of those profiles that did have all three, that was James Wood and Yordan Alvarez, right? If you put them on a parlay, you go 1-for-1. Cool. But if you're playing your straights, you hit James Wood, you might lose on Yordan, but you're still up. And you minimize your risk because now you're not betting on everybody, on 30 names. These are names who have hit certain check marks that we have tested that are hitting at a 27% clip, right? And so here's the numbers. Barrel Signal at a 421 test, it's at a 16.63% hit rate. The Elite Home Run Profile out of 346 selections is hitting at an 18% rate, 18.21% clip. The Elite Plus, that 80 score across the board, at 29 selections, right? It is a smaller group of people. However, 27.59 hit rate. Right? That's a big difference. These are huge differences. So now instead of a group of 400 people, you only have to worry about 30. Right? That's kind of the way I look at it. Yeah, okay, it might be the chalk names, but you never know. Sometimes Garrett Mitchell will pop up there, which he did a couple times, right, this past couple weeks. So just based on the numbers, guys, and what we've been seeing, these are just some of the things that I'm looking forward to testing and going into the second half of the season, looking forward to. What I can also do is just continue to feed the model more information. I'm going to see if I can pull all the way back game logs, even as far back as the beginning of the season, because I only have from when this started, right? But if I can go back to the beginning of the season and cross-check these rules against all of those games, right, I can feed it a few years. That's the whole point of a learning model, is being able to give it data to learn from. Now, a lot of those players are going to be different, but I can still give it that information to see if they would have met our criteria. Right? That's the whole point of the testing, of the back testing, is just trying to figure out, do these numbers that we have set, are they real? Are they working? Do they produce? Right now they're producing. Barrel score alone, right, 80 plus is hitting at a 20% rate. Matchup score alone is hitting 25%. Form score 80 plus is hitting at 15. So these are just a couple things to keep in mind. So the other thing I'm going to be working on is the simulator. So I know I didn't post this slip that sheet the past couple of days, but that was because I have been working on trying to get these numbers and getting some updates. I wanted to make sure that they were actually hitting. The parlays weren't hitting. I did some tests. Honestly, it was terrible. It was terrible. They were like 0 for 30. Maybe that last day a couple of them hit, but they were doing bad. So I wanted to go back to see how we can go about pairing them better. So that's the next thing I'm going to be working on this week while we have some downtime. Right, is the pairing. So yeah, that was just a couple things that I wanted to show. Right, just what's going to be going on in here. Just kind of tracking the home runs daily, seeing trends. That way we can know, okay, is our home runs trending up? Are they trending down? We'll know better to risk our money. And not every day is a day to risk. Some days you should just kind of chill. Play hits, runs, RBIs. Play total bases. Fantasy score. Right? And so if you do have the beta, just please be taking a look at these tabs. Please be going through these numbers and really looking at the numbers, because I don't want you all to just be blindly using this. I want it to make sense for you. I want you all to be able to understand it. Yeah, so I still have to update a few days in here. Let me see. Do I have any? They got up until the 10th. So yeah, even on the 10th, was a couple days ago. Home runs, right? Top read home runs is hitting at almost 30%. And that means one or more home runs from one of the top players on that card. But this is what I was explaining. There's a ranking. So those cards, when you're looking at it, and what I mean by that is the top plays, right? When you see at the top, when I post, oh yeah, top reads for this game. Those rankings are in order of who they think, who the model thinks has a better score over our profile. And so based on those rankings, right, the number 1 spot is hitting home runs at a 29% rate. Number 2 spot's hitting it at a 30% rate. So it's actually pretty interesting to see. 1 and 2 are pretty clutch. Total bases, they're hitting 40 and 46%, 35, 37, 1 through 4. Hits, runs, RBIs, right? They're hitting at a 48% rate in that number 1 spot, 55.6% rate in the number 2 spot. All right, so right now it looks like that number 2 is that second spot on that top reads card is a safe bet. Any cash, any one of those props, right? And so that's why for me, I do like fantasy score, because it incorporates all of this, right? It incorporates all of this where you don't get credit for walks, hit by pitch, steals, right? All of those go into fantasy scores. So that's why I personally, you see me post a lot of hitter fantasy score slips, because it accounts for all offensive production. And that right there is hitting at a 57.1% rate. So these are just a couple things that I wanted to show you all, and just really have you all see what this model is really doing. And understand that the model works. It's definitely doing what it's supposed to be doing. And so we will continue to fine tune it. We will continue to, learn from it and learn how to make it better. That's really my goal, is just to keep making it better. I do have, no, those are just the daily best plays. So, right, these in here, that's what it's accounting for these, right? These are telling you everybody who you can take for just the total basis, right? And so go through these guys, look at all of these. That's a sim lab. So, right, when it's talking about top sim value, sim rate, 20% plus, right? It's referring to right here, top sim value, if they have a sim rate of 20% plus. So Kyle Schwarber had a pretty high chance of hitting a home run today. Top sim value. Right, let's see, where's James Wood right here? He's strong sim value, 22% sim rate. Right, so strong, 19. Right, but his sim rate was plus 20%. So let's see that, right? So his sim rate was plus 20%. James Wood right here. So that's how you can look at this. That's how you can read this, right? That's how we narrow down who we're chasing. I'm not going to, chasing the odds is cool. Hitting the long shots is great. But if you can find somebody who's consistently hitting their numbers, whether it be bases, getting doubles, just producing. You want to find often, batters that are producing offense for their teams consistently. That's the goal. That's the goal. So yeah, that all this information is on here, guys. I am trying to work to get more people access to the beta this week. I'll have a lot more time to sit down, dial in on these upgrades that I want to make this really a lot cleaner, a lot easier for us to all use, a lot easier for you all to use. If you guys have any questions, if you have any comments, any recommendations, any feedback, please let me know. Let me know. I'm open to feedback, right? I want to know how you all learn. I want to know what makes it easier for you all to be able to use this tool. Because if I am going to be making it available to everybody, I want it to be smooth. I mean, I understand some people are going to have a hard time. I trust me, I know. I work with people with technology. So yeah, so not everybody learns the same way. But it could be simple to learn, right? And so that's what I want to do. All this stuff's gonna get flushed out. Yeah, everything's gonna get updated and upgraded that you guys are seeing right here. The biggest thing that I wanted to just go over is how to read that sim rate for right now. How to read that sim rate. The new profiles that we're going to be focusing on, which is going to be our Elite Home Run profile and the Elite Plus. Right, and if you need to see the scores, I'll show you what the scores are again. Barrel signal is the majority of the names who we want to just look at for offensive production, right? Those are just the top barrels in the league. Hits, runs, RBIs, total bases, just general. You take them for general props. But then when you start isolating power, Elite Home Run profile, 75, 60, 30 is what we're looking for. And then when you want your for sure's, Elite Plus. Now I'm gonna go through and fine tune everything, make sure that the formulas are weighted properly and we're not over counting for anything or under accounting for anything. Right? I want all of that to be included. Like near home runs. I've been looking at the near home runs, and I know I've been saying, oh, if you see somebody who's had a near home run, just do this and do that as far as being able to know how hard it was hit. Exit velocity, launch angle. I want to be able to have that tracked for us all too within the dashboard. So that way you can know, okay, this person had a couple near home runs. This person had a couple, it looks like they're starting to pull a little bit more. Those type of updates. Whether the weather tab isn't where I would like it to be, so that's something else I want to work on. I was really working on accuracy of the data. I wanted the data to be trusted. I wanted you all to be able to feel like it was correct. I feel like it's getting there. And so now I can start focusing on some other things within the dashboard and just continuing to grow for it and make it better for us. So that's really all I wanted to go over today, guys. I didn't want to do too much, but I am excited for the second half of this season. Like I said, I got a couple other videos that are going to be coming out this week. Just another how-to on how to use the site. The other tabs, Pitcher Attack is going to be one of the tabs that I break down this week. So yeah, stay tuned, guys. Go ahead, like I said, subscribe. Share this video out to everybody and anybody who you think will benefit these videos. Anybody who even just likes baseball. It doesn't even have to be about sports betting, right? This is more so just going to become like a baseball sports content kind of thing with me, because that's just what I do. I just enjoy baseball. It's not even just the betting on it, but just the aspect of watching it and things of that sort. So I appreciate you guys rocking with me, man. And I'm going to go ahead and just close it out right there. I'll see you guys in a couple days. Peace.